Hello everyone, and welcome to my EastEnders Media News channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. After the birth of baby Dolly, Whitney and Zack are happy, but Zack is concerned that Brittany would reveal the truth about him and Lauren. Whitney chooses to proceed with the ceremony later that day as scheduled, but Zack has neglected to inform everyone that the wedding has been postponed. After Lily tells Brittany about Whitney's past heartbreaks, Brittany muses over her major conundrum of whether or not to reveal the truth. Later on in the ceremony, Brittany breaks off to disclose that Zack and Lauren shared a bed. Junior visits Albert Square once again in the interim and spends some time getting to know Gina and Anna. Junior has a secret family, which the Knights learn about when Monique and Xavier show up to the bar. In another scene, Alfie uses a toy baseball bat to attack two would-be robbers, but it turns out that Big Mo and Freddie have returned. Brittany's revelation about Zack and Lauren shocks Whitney, but will she trust the child when she tells her? Later, when Penny and Lauren visit the Vic, Elaine and other bystanders give them nasty looks. When Bianca arrives to talk to Linda, she gets into a heated argument with her relatives. Although Junior and George are still at odds, the Knights like spending time with Junior's family. Junior agrees to stay behind when Elaine promises the family can move into the Vic. In another scene, after being instructed to move to number 31 since there isn't place for him at Alfie's, Freddie feels marginalized. After hearing remarks from her relatives about Kat and Alfie allegedly being an item, Kat chooses to move out of Alfie's place to allow Freddie to reclaim his place. Zack and Lauren's secret is revealed during Whitney's leaving week on EastEnders next week. In the meantime, two well-known characters unexpectedly but happily return to Walford. One of them soon develops romantic feelings for the town. Here is a comprehensive list of the most significant upcoming events. 1. Zack seeks to obstruct the revelation of truth. After Dolly is born, Whitney and Zack reconsider canceling the wedding and choose to proceed with it after all. They are on cloud 9. Zack is anxious to prevent Lauren from learning the truth, which could be challenging given that Brittany and Bianca are aware of it, but his covert affair with Lauren still looms large over him. This appears to be another potentially disastrous Walford wedding as his remorse mounts. 2. An intruder confronts Kat and Alfie. When Alfie phones Kat to report a break-in, he equips himself with a toy baseball bat to confront the intruders, only to find out it's Big Mo and Freddie. However, after Kat moved in, Freddie realizes there is no room for him, which presents issues with the return. But when teasing about Kat and Alfie getting back together becomes annoying, Kat thinks it's time to move on and give way. 3. Junior conceals something. Junior, George's son, has come to Albert Square, but his main purpose is to spend time with his sisters, rather than his forlorn father. As George sees his children grow closer without him, he finds it difficult. The family begins to suspect that Junior might be hiding something from them when Monique and Xavier arrive, upending the newly established status quo almost instantly. 4. Brittany needs to make a choice. The big wedding is happening, but the path to saying "I do" won't be simple because Zack's secret about adultery is about to be discovered by the prospective bride. Even after Lily informs her how much Whitney deserves happiness, Brittany finds it difficult to keep the obscene facts to herself, seeing that Whitney is close to Lauren and Zack tries to hide his remorse. Brittany chooses to keep silent, but as Whit walks down the aisle, it all gets to be too much for her, and she blurts out the truth, devastating Whitney. 5. Elaine attempts to construct bridges. The Knights should be celebrating the arrival of Junior's family, and although they are happy to see them, the conflict between Junior and George makes things less enjoyable. When Junior quickly leaves, Elaine decides that she should take action and tells him that she wants him and his family to move in with them and live in Walford. With some help from Gina, Junior does agree, but it seems like they have some distance to cover before he and George can truly get over this. 6. Lauren is receiving criticism. Following Brittany's shocking disclosure, Whitney is in disbelief. As she attempts to come to terms with what she has learned, other people are also receiving strange looks from the locals. Lauren has to deal with the criticism of others when she and Penny go to the Vic for a drink and a debrief. Among them is an irate Bianca, who, true to form, has a few things to say about the circumstances. 7. George advances. When Elaine hears Linda, Gina, and Anna talking about her most recent problem with George, she is not impressed and makes it plain that she wants them all to stay out of her affairs. While everything is going on, George tries to get to know Monique and Xavier. He succeeds with Monique when she tells him about her Ghanaian ancestry and offers to teach him everything she knows about it. 8. Whitney must contend with Zack. Whitney wants to stay away from Zack for as long as possible because their relationship is more strained than ever, but Peach's baby loss certificate makes that difficult. Whitney goes to see him to talk about it, and it reminds her that they both need to go register Dolly's birth. 9. Freddie has preparations for Alfie and Kat. Freddie attempts to thwart Kat's plan to move out so that he may move back in, hoping that this will result in Kat and Alfie reconciling. However, as Emo sets her sights on Stevie, one of the more recent immigrants in Albert Square, romance may be brewing from an unlikely source. Unexpectedly, Freddie, Anna, and Bobby are watching as the couple, who are not ready to end their evening together, head back to number 31. Zack has been less willing to parent Brittany, and he only recently found out that his girlfriend had purchased the teenager from her careless mother Keely. Whitney, on the other hand, is determined to be a parent for her. Zack drowned his sorrows after learning the truth and being furious that Whitney would have concealed it from him in the first place. Eventually, her friend Lauren Branning, Jacqueline Jossa, joined him at Peggy's. After initially refusing him, Lauren eventually gave Zack a kiss. When he finally returned to George and the daughters after a long period of estrangement, they were shocked to learn that he had a wife named Monique and a son named Xavier. But when Brittany gets taunted for becoming engaged with Whit, she ends up making everything much more uncomfortable. 7. EastEnders spoilers on Jade's visit to jail. When Jade receives a letter from Dean inviting her to visit him in prison, the Slaters are not impressed. Jade is convinced not to go by Stacy, and Jean supports her. 8. Relationships with family? Nadine apologizes to Jay, Honey, and Callum for upsetting Lexi about her pregnancy. The realization of Jay's seriousness about being there for his baby fills her with guilt. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't miss any updates.